and welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Celeste and I am your host and certified life coach. So I've swapped out my usual filming setup for today. I normally sit next to a big open window that's got plenty of natural light coming in, but it is currently winter in the southern hemisphere and sitting next to a window is a little bit on the cold side. So I have decided to sit on the couch today and I'm just going to embrace it because warmth is more important than aesthetics right now. So, just a little bit of housekeeping before I jump into the content of today's video. I have recently discovered the analytics side of YouTube, and I've discovered some pretty interesting things. One, over 50% of the people watching my video aren't subscribed. So, you know who you are. If you're not subscribed and you're watching this, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. And the second part of that is when you do hit the subscribe button, I'm not able to see who is actually subscribing. I just get a notification that someone has subscribed, but I can't see who it is. And it feels kind of lonely not knowing who I'm talking to. So please, when you do subscribe, leave a comment down below saying hi or I've subscribed so that I can say hello and get an idea of who it is in the community that I'm talking to. So today's topic is something that I have been super excited to talk about, and I've been rearing to record this episode, but I wanted to wait until I'd figured out the YouTube thing a little bit so I could do a bit of justice to this episode. But some of you may be familiar with this topic, and it is the let them theory. I've been using the let them theory in my own life over the last few weeks, and it is honestly, I think the only word to describe it is it's been transformative. It really does change so much in your own life. So I'm sure we've all found ourselves in situations where someone hasn't done what we've wanted or expected them to do. And this can be incredibly frustrating and annoying. So perhaps a colleague didn't follow advice that you gave them, or a friend made a decision that you completely disagree with. It's infuriating, and it's a strange thing we do as humans where we spend so much time and energy trying to get people around us to comply with our expectations. But all we end up getting from this wasted time and energy is we end up getting upset and worked up ourselves. And at the end of the day, we really can't control someone else's behavior. So, this is where the let them theory comes in. And this is all about letting go of the reins, releasing control, and acknowledging that we can't and definitely shouldn't try and control the actions of others. Instead, what we should be focusing our time and energy on is our own attitudes, behaviors, and responses. In other words, the things that we can control in our lives. I know I am incredibly guilty in my own life of when I see someone doing something, my own anxieties start kicking in, where I think of everything that can go wrong, and I want to immediately jump in and point out all the problems to the person as if I somehow know exactly what is going to happen in their life, which I really don't. And I'm just stressing myself out because I can't control what the other person is going to do. There is a 99% chance that they are probably going to go do the thing anyway, regardless of what I'm saying to them. So I am really just stressing myself out. But as I said, the last few weeks, I have embraced this idea of just letting them. If someone wants to rush into a new relationship, let them. If someone wants to do something that's going to get them in trouble at work, let them. It's not my responsibility or yours to try and protect everyone else from their own mistakes. I think when I first heard the let them theory, I felt very called out because I know I'm guilty of doing this. And it took a lot for me to understand that this wasn't necessarily a negative thing, and that and I think many others, genuinely, we don't like to see the people in our lives getting hurt or making mistakes. And we really do just want to protect and have the best interest of others at heart. Making mistakes is one of the biggest ways we learn to take accountability in our own lives. If we constantly have someone telling us what to do and what's going to go wrong and what decisions we should be making, we are never getting the chance to learn. And if we're doing that to other people, we're taking that privilege away from them as well. So let me break this down with a simple example. Imagine you're planning a group trip with a bunch of friends and you have one person who is constantly changing the plans and itinerary for everyone else, instead of getting upset or trying to control the situation or force them to stick to the original plans, let them change the plans. You can't control their behavior, but you are more than capable of controlling your own reaction. Maybe you need to adjust your expectations or find flexibility, or perhaps rather just do what you initially planned on doing in the first place. The key is once again to focus on what you can control, your own response behaviors and attitudes. So you might be wondering, why should I be the one that has to let go? What's in this situation for me? Well, there are several benefits to learning to let go and just let them. Firstly, you'll reduce your own stress levels. When you release control, you're naturally going to reduce the stress and frustration that comes from those efforts. You're no longer going to be wasting time and energy on something that is out of your hands. Secondly, you will improve the relationships in your life. I think we can all agree that as people, we really enjoy having the freedom to make our own choices. By letting go of the reins and letting people make their own choices, you are going to remove judgment and criticism and build a friendship and relationship that is built on trust and mutual respect. Thirdly, embracing the let them mindset can lead to your own personal growth. This mindset causes you to focus on your own actions and reactions, which as a result then leads you to really have a greater self awareness and level of self responsibility. And finally, and probably most importantly, the let them theory will improve and increase your own happiness. Letting go and accepting life as it comes means you're not constantly fighting against reality and you can actually just sit back and enjoy things as they happen. So, one of the biggest things to overcome when you're implementing the let them theory is becoming aware of when you're actually taking control in a situation. And sometimes in face to face interactions, things can get a little bit heated in the moment and we don't always catch ourselves. So, where I was able to start implementing this and get the knack of it was in my WhatsApp and text conversations. And I have seen such an improvement where I am not stressing about other people's things all the time and things that are outside of my control. So, I really encourage you, if you feel that you want to adopt this mindset, and are feeling a little bit overwhelmed and maybe like you're not going to get it right from the start, start in your written communication. It's a really nice opportunity where you can stop and pause and reflect. And soon it's going to become habit. Everything takes time, but with practice, this will become a habit, and soon you will be able to use it in your everyday life. If you feel like you're just not getting the knack of this, but are intent on implementing the let them theory in your life, find a trusted individual, a friend, family, a coach, someone who can help hold you accountable and can let you know when perhaps you've missed the red flags that you're taking control in a situation. As I say to all of my clients, the intention with coaching and with accountability is not to be long term. You don't want to permanently be accountable to someone else, but when we're learning and trying to embrace a new habit or skill, it can be really useful until we learn to catch ourselves with the things that we're doing, to have someone who can just help us, encourage us, and point out when we might be missing things. One of the biggest questions I've seen when researching for this is, how do I embrace the let them mindset when someone's actions directly negatively impact me? This is where the life skill of setting boundaries becomes very important. Boundaries and the let them mindset almost go hand in hand, especially when the person's actions could have a direct impact on you. It's important when setting boundaries to communicate clearly, concisely, and kindly. An example of setting boundaries like this could be something I think we can all relate to, perhaps, is having a partner or a housemate who leaves dirty dishes in the sink. It's important to be able to have a conversation with them and say that I understand that perhaps keeping the house tidy isn't a priority to you, but can we have a discussion about it and reach a common agreement on how we're going to manage the situation? Certainly don't sit back and accept the fact that you need to live with a dirty kitchen in order to let them. I hope that this video has been helpful for you and that you'll consider adopting this mindset into your own life. I certainly have seen a huge change in my own stress levels since I started doing this, and I hope that it can make the same change for you. Thank you for joining me for another episode, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a video. Like I said at the start, please, when you do subscribe, leave a comment down below letting me know that you've subscribed so that I can say hello, because I can't see in the notifications who's joining our community. I will see you again next week, Tuesday, for a new video. And don't forget that on Thursdays, I upload my guided meditation videos, so be sure to check those out as well. See you soon.